Recently, a friend of mine, after watching my last year's vlog, which was full of train video cuts, she commented she could understand why I really enjoy railroad journey. Well, I paused for a second, and I was like, I don't even know why I like it a lot. When my friends first time heard of the stories that I had been traveling across the states by Amtrak trains, they were always quite shocked. They were like, what? Because people in the states either travel behind the wheel or they simply take flights. And a fun fact is only 2% of US population have ever taken an intercity train. So no surprise that they get surprised, right? They always thought I might have aerophobia and I can't take flights. I was like, no, not at all. So why do I still prefer traveling by train? So I knew it's time to spend some time just to figure out why I enjoyed all of this, and make a video just to answer this question. First thing that comes to my mind is the convenience aspect of train, because it can take you directly to the city center, eliminating the need to travel from the airport. In addition, railroad could also extend connection to those small towns or rural places where I would not otherwise know about. And for sure, there's no other better transportation there. I know some people may argue travel by car is way more flexible, but I would say when you board a train, you no longer need to worry about the slow-moving traffic or hazardous conditions on road, and you could simply expect yourself to be present in the destination as the train schedule promises. Even though there might be some delays, but overall, train transportation is still quite speedy. You may have asked, is that a true incentive of why I travel by train? For sure, no, right? So after giving a deeper thought, another thing I'm pretty sure is I really enjoy the sightseeing aspect of railroad journeys. I don't think I will ever have to explain a lot about this point, because these following landscape videos could explain themselves. Another thing I like the railroad trip a lot is during the majority time of the train trip, there's barely no network connection. That might sound scary to some people, because nowadays, how can people on the earth live without internet? But honestly, that's the best part too, because it gives me plenty of downtime that I could space out for a great extended of period. I would stop spontaneously checking my social media, and even more, I no longer need to worry about the chance related to my work. The only thing to do is to listen to my favorite musics, either play an audiobook, or open a paperback book for reading. And after reading session goes too long, I could switch my focus to something else, like staring at the outside of the window and observing those constantly changing landscapes, which is also the best thing to do here. You could scarcely imagine how these long-distance trains could do a great job in highlighting how diverse the landscape across the country really are. You might have done a great job or a bad job in geography course, but trust me, it's only boarding a train that you'd figure out this geographical knowledge not abstract anymore. The only thing you need to do is simply to move to the sightseeing launch part of the train. And after that, all kinds of static or dynamic terrains are all presenting before your very eyes. From wetland to harsh deserts, from valleys to plateaus, from grasslands to glaciers, from coast to mountains. I don't quite know how to express my feelings after seeing all these picturesque landscapes, but even though I played almost no role in the journey other than paying for a ticket, I feel like I have been accomplishing something. That's probably an unspoken aha moment of the train trip. Besides that, I feel attached to train experience because it reminds me of my childhood memories. There used to be a train station nearby my home where I grew up. My parents used to bring me to the platform to spot trains passing through. So basically, I started a train spotter career from that time. It was 20 years ago, and I can still remember. There used to be both diesel locomotives and steam locomotives. I don't know why, but I was so into the smell of burning coal coming out of the chimney of the steam locomotives, and also the scent of diesel exhaust fumes. Even though it's been years, and nowadays steam locomotives have been fully deprecated except for still operating at museums, the unique smell around the railroad station still exists, and that lures me a lot. Circling back to train travels, I feel like people on board are so real, and the connection with those come and go people are so peaceful. I could sit down with the Mish people who would scarcely show up in modern cities, and I could just ask them whatever curious question about their living style. I could listen to those retired people, explaining how they leverage credit perks to travel across the country with Amtrak travel plans. I could chat with girls that I met the first time at the dining car because we need to share a table, and we could debate over the pros and cons in living in the big city or small towns in the middle of nowhere. I wouldn't stop talking with other rail fans I met on the train, and we could pair up together to shoot all kinds of train videos and photos. What's more, train attendants and rail workers are so nice. They would probably ask the passenger for whatever favor they could do for us. And it's really funny to chat with them sometimes, because they could always share some wild stories that happened on the train. And if I want to shoot some photos of the train, they would eagerly invite me to the best spot to snap a photo. Basically, kudos to this diligent and nice crew. The train trip experience was overall very good. I knew, as what I would describe myself all the time, I'm absolutely not a good storyteller. But my words should have pretty much explained why I travel by train. And I want to say that I don't think my story about traveling by train will ever come to an end. Let's see what happens.